Evangelista, who leads the team in kills, just has to put it over. Now it's a chance for Varga. It's Skylar Varga, or Aiden Welton, I should say. George Mason getting back on level terms. They played 8 sets this season, but only 2 of them decided by 5 or more points. As you saw, Alexander Lilly, who was all EIVA as a freshman last season. They're expecting big things out of him. Good dipping serve received well by Larson. On the far side, it's Hrstinovic. And the Toronto native gets the kill for the Beach.
Terrific placement right there. Just cross-court into that back corner. Impossible to defend for George Mason.
Skylar Varga out of Munster, Saskatchewan. Hrstinovic, the 2 Canadians in this team. Quick dump over put in by Georgi Zahariev, the Bulgaria under-20 international.
Just a heady play right there to dump that one over the net. Saw nobody was there for Long Beach State and found that empty floor.
Zariev, sorry about that. Emphasis on the wrong syllable there, and a good dipping serve, but a good reception by Larson Libero, but a quick swing in the middle by Ben Braun. We saw him do that a few times here for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ben Braun using that 6'11" reach right there. The angle that came down at, just impossible.
And now Braun will serve as the Beach are back in front. Quick tip over by Elijah Lazor. Now here on the near side, it's Welton once more, but he's denied by the Beach defense. Braun going back to the Golden State out of Rancho Mirage, California. A little awkward reception there, but a quick swing in the middle, and they can't get it back. As Elijah Lazor, who had 32 kills and a .358 hitting percentage last season, comes up with the point for the Patriots.
And you're seeing George Mason kind of going with quick offense right now, trying to catch Long Beach State off guard, and so far so good, it's working.
Back within 1. Jackson Herbert to serve, but he overcooked it. Hrstinovic back to serve. He was an honorable mention All-America last year. And he just missed that one long. Right back to the Patriots, back to within a point.
Oh, that just missed that back line there.
Luis Ventura is the first referee up on the ladder. Jeremy Malott, second referee on the floor. Robert Fenn and Tim Boyer are the line judges. Good dipping serve, but well received by Varga. Chance here for Alex Kandev, but the Bulgaria missed it long. Lazor, 6'6" senior, serving again. Goes off speed this time. Jackson Christ got there. Here's a little dump over by Kandev, and this time Kandev gets the point and the serve back for the Beach.
Yeah, there are just so many guys that can kill you on this Long Beach State front line. You're seeing that right now. It feels like somebody different is involved in every single point, and that's what's making it difficult on George Mason. There's so many different guys you can go to create offense.
Kandev mishit that serve. Another side out and a point for the Patriots.
Yeah, a couple of uncharacteristic service errors for really both these teams so far in this one.
Aiden Wilton, only a sophomore to serve. Good dipping serve, but received well by Varga, and then put back over by Alexander Lilly, the sophomore. He hit .394 last season, and he's starting to round back into form. First lead of this first set for George Mason. Well to leave the serve short. And Jackson Christ out of Long Beach. Second generation player. His dad Jeff played for Long Beach State back when they were still known as the 49ers. And he gets the first ace of the match.
Just a tremendous serve right there to tuck that one inside the line.
With the Beach back in front. Oh, excellent dig made by Welton. Now over here, Evangelista is denied at the net. Terrific defense by Jake Pizzanti, the setter. Long Beach State matching their largest lead. Chris well short with that serve. That was Chris' fourth ace of the season. Robert Evangelista to serve. He out of Rochester. He leads the team in kills so far in this early season. Quick set in the middle, and Ben Braun does it again right up Route 1 as he did earlier. Pizzanti was an AAU under 17 All-American when he was in high school. Good reception there by the new libero, Steph Kins, and off the block, it's Jackson Herbert coming up with the kill.
Great job by George Mason early in this one. It was, one of the storylines coming in, how they would handle the loss to Ohio State yesterday and stick with things here, their plan of attack against the number 2 team in the nation. But I've liked what I've seen so far for George Mason.
Yeah, that 3-0 scoreline sets is definitely a bit of a flattering for the Buckeyes as it's quickly dumped over the net. Daniil Hrstinovich going for placement over power.
Yeah, just a little bit of creativity right there by Hrstinovich. Kind of just crafted that ball around the George Mason block.
Hrstinovich's second kill, he's hitting 1,000. Varga with a hard dipping serve, it's still received. Now another placement over power try by Varga doesn't go the way they wanted to. Kandev denied on the block, but he does come away with the point for Long Beach.
There really is just so much depth for the Beach. That is the thing when you look at all these different guys. Skylar Varga, who's going to the service line right now, he's the straw that stirs this drink for them, but it can be anybody on this team that steps up. I feel like everybody has been involved to this point. The one little hiccup that we've really seen for the Beach is just service errors right now. As we just saw from Varga, they have 9 players through Long Beach State who have played for their junior national teams. This will be, and there's another one for George Mason, Georgi Zaryev. Good reception by Larson, but it's put back over quickly. Jackson Herbert. Yeah, the Beach really hasn't had an answer for Jackson Herbert at the net to this point. Seen him do that a number of times early in this first set. That's his second kill. Zaharev also has 2 for the Patriots, but he overcooked that serve. And again, the Beach matching their largest lead at 2 points. Dane Hillis, the 6'3" senior outside hitter, comes on to serve for the Beach. And sure, left that toss a little bit short, and that pushed the ball long. As Ben Braun returns for the reigning champions, Jackson Herbert. He had 20 kills in a match against Harvard on March 28, 2025. Good reception by Varga. This will set up a chance on the near side. Hrstinovich! Pizzanti setting him up well again. Yeah, a little bit more creativity there from Hrstinovich. He kind of just angled it in there, took a little bit off of that. And I think, when you're playing against Long Beach State, you're so geared up for the power that they have. That was his 3rd kill. But as you said there, another, again, to your point, Dylan Tyrer, the service errors have been a problem. Yep, the service errors certainly have been to this point for the Beach. I think we've seen
six of them
six
now.
Yeah.
Good low dipping serve, but well received by Varga. And in the middle, it's Christ. And that'll take us to the serve that you see from a lot of guys who make that high toss. And the commentator's curse strikes again as he mishits that one. After Long Beach had gotten their biggest lead of this first set.
Yeah, that one just came off bad. You could see it doing almost like a right-handed slider motion into the net right there.
Aiden Welton to serve once again. Good reception by Kandev. Mishit setup, but Varga is able to put it back over. And a quick left-handed putback by Zaharev.
Or that quick offense for George Mason. It's been very, very successful in this opening set. They're sticking around here with the Beach. I think Long Beach has probably got to be a little bit upset with themselves with some of the service errors. Without those, it might be a bigger deficit.
And the touch by Hrstinovic gets the point as he drops it into the open space. That's his fourth kill. Jackson Christ, the USA Under-21 International, will serve. If it sounds louder for George Mason, they have about 25, 30 supporters over on the far side behind what is their bench in the first set. Great dig there made by Chris to save that point, but it wasn't enough as George Mason, no, they'll say it's in the net. So the Beach back to the 3 points lead, and George Mason will take a timeout. Now that they're down by 3, you're watching men's volleyball on Big Ten Plus. It's always game on. Back inside the Covelli Center, along with Hannah Williford and alongside Dylan Tyrer, I'm Keith Kokinda. George Mason giving the reigning champions a pretty good fight here, but Long Beach State right now up 18-15. As we look at two of their important players who've made a big impact so far here today, Jake Pizzanti, the center, and Jackson Christ, the middle blocker.
Yeah, Christ in this one has been active. 2 points in the opening set here. He's got a kill for Long Beach. And Pizzanti has half a point so far. So both those guys contributing, not necessarily as active as we saw there on the Big Ten or the Big West Weekly Honors.
Chris with 2 service aces for the Beach. And he'll put it in play once again. Let the side out and the point go back over to the Patriots. Robert Evangelista, second on the team in kills last season with 196 of them. He's yet to get one here today, though. Goes for the off-speed serve. Tremendous dig there by Kandev. And Varga is denied, but it goes out. Great attempt by Steph Kinza Libero, whose mother played volleyball at Kent State. Pizzanti, who we just mentioned, the redshirt freshman. He already has 10 assists. Good hard dipping serve, but well received. Set up on the far side. It's Evangelista with the swing. Now here's a chance for Varga trying to win that joust at the net, but it's finally put back. Ben Braun strikes again right in the center.
And the way that Varga kind of tipped that off the hand of the blocker at the net, I think won that back for the Beach. The spin on that ball made it come back to the Beach, and they were able to score off of it.
Largest lead for the Beach as Pizzanti serves a let cord serve this time. Across the way, it's going to be Welton. The sophomore gets The point for George Mason to bring them back to within 3.
Heady play by Aiden Welton there. He saw Varga up with him at the net and just kind of changed speeds to loft it over his outstretched hand.
Welton's second kill. Good reception by Kellen Larson. Across the way, Herstinovich off the block. Now switching the play, coming to Jackson Herbert, the big left-hander on the opposite. Now here's Varga one more time. Skylar Varga back to serve, the Canada under-23 international. As I mentioned, one of 9 who've played in junior national teams for Long Beach State. Good hard dipping serve, but a good reception by Jackson Herbert across the way. It's Aiden Welton. His third, sharing the team lead with Zaharev, who is now going to serve. Left it a little short, and service here is beginning to plague George Mason a little bit now, too.
Yeah,
we
have seen a lot of them here in this opening set. You know, Long Beach has 8 to this point, so doubling up George Mason, but that was one of the keys Hannah talked about off the top of the broadcast was George Mason and just them being steady at that service line.
Now Welton goes for the big cross-court swing, but the let cord took it. He got it off the block, I should say, so Welton gets another kill, and that'll put Jackson Herbert back on the service line. He led the team in kills last season. Easy reception there. We'll set up a big middle attack there for Varga, who had so much power on it. The ball went practically into the stands over there at the left side. Herstinovich now to serve. He leads all players with 4 kills. And we might have a challenge coming up here from George Mason coach Jay Hosick in his 11th season at the helm. You see he's having a discussion over there with Jared Mallett, the second referee. And they are going to take a look at that last play. Unfortunately, we're not over this, so we're not sure what he's challenging. But at this point, with Long Beach State right now at least, only 2 points away from the first set, probably a good idea, if nothing else, just slow down some momentum.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing there is Skylar Varga. He came underneath that net.
While the ball was still in play,
yeah.
Yes.
So that's going to be what they're looking at, just the timing of how all that happened there.
Long Beach State will be taking on Ohio State tomorrow here in the Covelli Center, 4 p.m. opening serve. We'll have that for you here on Big Ten Plus, along with all of Ohio State's home men's volleyball matches.
Yeah, it's kind of fun for Long Beach State, right, as they're kind of ramping up their schedule. George Mason, their toughest test to this point in the season, the 20th ranked team in the country, and then they've got 13th ranked Ohio State, who took pretty easy care of George Mason yesterday, so you should have a very nice matchup between both those teams tomorrow. Just a great test for Ohio State, and obviously the same for the Beach. I'm sure the Buckeyes are gearing up for that one. They want to see how they stack up early in the season.
Yeah, again, as Hannah was talking about, that was a pretty deceptive scoreline as George Mason took Ohio State to extra points in each of the first 2 sets, 26-24 and 29-27, before finally running out of gas a little bit there in that third set. Same thing happened with them when they took on Central State. They went to the full 5 sets, and only one of them was by more than 5 points.
And you can see here, George Mason, they're a tough out, right? This team is continuing to battle. As we're still reviewing the Varga play just moments ago.
They were picked to finish 3rd in the coaches poll in the EIVA, and it's a team on the rise. They're playing a fairly difficult schedule as well, especially here early on, taking on Long Beach and Ohio State. Certainly, you have to think this George Mason team is going to be considerably better in March as opposed to right now.
Absolutely, and that's the goal, right? That is what they're trying to do this season, is ramp up and be playing your best at the end of the year. You could see, got another review there, Skylar Varga tiptoeing that center line.
Yeah. Yeah, great shot there from our floor camera down there, Sean Thompson. As a reminder, this match is being produced by students here at The Ohio State University, as the call is going to be upheld. Big Ten Plus Student U program is a program that is unique to college sports in the Big Ten Network, employing students learning the art of the broadcasting, and both on the talent side and the production side. You, as an Ohio State graduate, Dylan, can certainly attest to how important that program is.
Absolutely. It's how I got my start here in the business.
It's one of the things I find as a professional to be very enjoyable, working with you students and passing along knowledge and insight as well. So the Beach keep their 4 points lead with the Torontonian Hrstinovic to serve. Good reception there by Steph Kins. Big swing at the net by Evangelista, but he's denied by Jackson Christ.
Jackson Christ has been very, very active in this first set. He's looked solid for the Beach.
Elijah Lazor to serve for the Patriots, who did actually get that point as the block went out of bounds, but he overhits the serve. And it's first set point for Long Beach State. I'll have 4 of them. And they'll bring in Connor Bloom, 6'5" senior, to serve out of Huntington Beach. Try to close out set number 1 for the men in white. A dipping serve. Evangelista with the reception is too long, but so is the swing from Jackson Christ. So 1 set point held off by the Patriots, and that'll put Aiden Welton back on the service line.
And Christ, I think maybe his eyes got a little big right there. He saw a wide open floor in that back line, and a great opportunity to finish off the first set, and just gave a little bit too much mustard.
Yeah, a little rush of blood to the head, as John Champion might say. And here's a nice little touch by Varga, but the Patriots are ready for it. Evangelista off the block. Larson. Here comes a back attack from Hrstinovic. And he got it. And that will close out set number 1 for the Beach, winning it 25-21. Jake Pizzante, who's been a big part of this offense, 14 assists on 19 attempts. That's a pretty good percentage. So we switch ends. George Mason in the black, attacking from the left. We'll start it off. And here is Pizzante looking. Oh, he went for the quick shot himself as Ben Braun was coming right at the middle. They thought for sure it was going to be another middle attack from the former Buckeye, but they do get the point. Pizzante will go back to serve. Redshirt freshman. Good hard dipping serve. Steph Kins, the libero, with a good reception. Quick swing in the middle, and the kill goes to Alexander Lilly, the sophomore.
Yeah, that's something hard to do that Lilly did right there, is sneaking it past Kellen Larson, the libero, for the Beach. He's one of the better defenders in the country, averaging right around 3 digs a set this season.
There's Welton with that injury. Pizzante looking to set up Braun right in the middle again. That's his spot. And again, we saw him do that on this floor for the Buckeyes many times the last couple of seasons. Skylar Varga will go back to serve. He's still smiling over his Saskatchewan Roughriders winning the Grey Cup this past November with quarterback Trevor Harris. Just 40 miles north of here in Marion, Ohio, at Marion Pleasant High School. He was very surprised to hear that. Big swing and a kill for the Patriots. Zahariv, the Bulgarian, with the swing and the kill. Evangelista, a junior, serving now for the Patriots. Are back on level terms here in set number 2. Short serve. Kandev with the reception. Pizzante, the return for Kandev, and he hit it long in the corner going cross court.
Could see the idea there for Kandev. There was just a little bit of open floor in that back right corner. Sailed it a little bit long.
A close-up look at the junior out of Rochester. Evangelista has 2 kills in this match. And he overcooked the serve there. fifth service error for the Patriots as Ben Braun will go back and serve. Easy reception for Kins, the libero. Back set, Welton goes for the touch.
It's a really nice play there by Welton. He's coming over to close out that block, and as he's doing that, Patriots are trying to go the other way with the ball, sneak it around him, but he was able to stick with it and bury it.
Back set, Welton was a little off there, so you just had to put it over. Pasante, Kandev is denied at the net. They'll go the other way for Hrstinovich. And George Mason are going to call their first time out of the set, now down 5-3. You're watching men's volleyball on Big Ten Plus. It's always game on. Skylar Varga is expected to be a big part of this Long Beach State team this year, and so far in this match, he's delivered. More on that with Hannah Williford.
Thanks, guys. Long Beach State's Skylar Varga is a senior captain, and Coach McCray said he had every offer to go play professionally, but he chose to come back, get his degree, and lead this team. Coach McCray said he's the most prepared player out there, always taking notes on opponents, watching film, taking care of his body, and it shows. Last season, Varga was a first-team All-American and led the Beach with 270 kills on their national championship campaign. So far today, he already has 4 kills under his belt. Guys, back to you.
That's 4 kills a second to Hrstinovich. Again, Varga, an under-23 international, Canada under-23 international. I think he might have a chance to make one of their Olympic teams in the future. Quick little touch there. Nice little setup for Alexander Lilly, and the sophomore finds the open place.
Back to serve for the Patriots, number 7, Alexander Lilly.
Lilly now with 3 kills. And he'll serve it up for the Patriots. Get the margin down to 1 out the timeout. We got a lucky little let cord. Pasante for Kandev.
Get out of the way there. Kandev brought the absolute heat on that kill.
And he had a great angle too as well, the right-hander on the left-hand side. Hrstinovich will go back to serve. 6 kills, he's hitting .857. Good dipping serve. Kins with a good reception, but it's a little long. Pasante, the back set. Hrstinovich off of Evangelista, and Aiden Welton racing back there, can't get it. Racing's a good thing to do today, by the way. A.J. Foyt, the racing legend, turns 91 today. The Beach stretched their lead to 3 points. Already up a set. Big, heavy serve there. Quick try for the putback there by Jackson Herbert is denied.
Man, Hrstinovich, does he look any good? 7 kills in this one. He's hitting .875 and pretty darn good from that service line. That was a heavy, heavy serve.
So it's sort of like what you see doing the Columbus Blue Jackets games, the heavy shot from the defenseman at the point on the power play. The Beach doubled up.